Hello, this is Jack from teachingeslonline.com. I forget that when I record videos at home, when I say hello in any kind of enthusiastic way, it sets the dogs off. But anyway, in this lesson, or in this video, we're going to talk about whether you should put prices on your website. And this is related specifically to anyone who teaches one-to-one lessons or offers any kind of consultation online. Now, I'm sure you've come across websites with pretty pricing tables, you know, like WordPress themes or Squarespace themes where you kind of like have sliding things in and like, you know, numbers that pop up, and then you come to the pricing table. And it's very easy when you have those kind of features just to think, well, let's introduce them because they're flashy, they look good. But it's not always a good idea. And before I go into what I think about this, there are some advantages and disadvantages to putting prices on your website. Now, one of the big advantages is that it filters out people who can't afford your lessons. So if somebody comes on your website from a country where they expect to pay $3 an hour for a teacher and you have lessons out of $25 an hour, then there's no point going through a back and forth email or a trial lesson and then realizing that this person can't afford your lessons. So it does filter people out. It filters people who can't afford your lessons. And it basically attracts people within your price range. So if you are offering lessons at $25 an hour and someone kind of expects it to be around that price, then they're thinking, okay, well, let's see what this teacher is like. Let's try a lesson. So I feel like that is the big advantage to putting prices on your website. But it's also about timing as well. When to introduce that price. And in my opinion, it's better to do it when the student is really excited about what you offer. And there are different ways that you can build up that excitement, to build up that desire for somebody to pay your price, to pay the price that you offer. So timing is so important when it comes to this. And I'm just going to give you a couple of examples, because when you are looking at buying something online, let's say it's an online course, what you'll find is that the sales page goes through a very specific formula. It will have a headline to get your attention, then it will kind of talk about the problems that you have and why you need to solve these problems, how you can solve these problems, and a course that does this for you, that makes it easier, that makes it more attainable. So problem, solution, here's the course, here is the price. And the reason why they do that is because they want you to get excited about the course. People who write these sales pages, they want you to get excited about that product. And then when it comes to the price, which is usually at a higher price point, then you're more willing to pay that money for that course. So it's introduced in this very specific way when it comes to the price and just timing it right. Now, when it comes to one-to-one lessons, you can think about it like this. The student is most excited once they have made that connection with you. Yes, you can build that desire through a sales page for your one-to-one lessons by saying, taking one-to-one lessons will improve your English. Your English is such an important part of your life. You need to take these lessons. This is how you learn English. Here are my lessons that you need. The learner is now excited about it. But a higher level of excitement and desire would come at the end of a trial lesson. Once you have that student in your class, they have made that connection with you, they are excited about what you are offering, they want more lessons in the future, they'll be willing to pay what you offer. Now, this works no matter your pricing. So if you have low prices, someone might come on your website and think, this price is lower than most teachers, therefore the value won't be as high. Or if your price is within their budget, they might think, yeah, but there's probably another teacher out there that's better. I remember a YouTube lesson with a different teacher, I want to learn from them. And if it's at a higher price, they'll look for reasons not to do it. But if you get them into that trial lesson, if it's a lower price relatively, they'll think, I've won the jackpot. This is great. This teacher is offering all this value. I can have it at a lower price. If it's within the price range, the same thing. Like all this value, I'm willing to pay more for these lessons. So I feel the best place to introduce the price for one-to-one lessons and consultations is at the end of a trial lesson. And this is where you can tailor your website so that the learner takes action instead of browse. And when you introduce lots of elements and features, a student is going to browse. And a big example of this, and the big mistake that teachers make, is they put in lots of information about themselves, about the lessons, the features, the prices, the different packages they offer. But they make it difficult for someone to actually take that first step. Whereas a smarter way to do it is to get people excited, make them take an initial step that isn't as daunting, a free trial lesson, or to download something for free. And then they can start that process of taking more lessons with you. It's very rare that someone's just going to come on your website, read a sales page, and then buy a package of lessons from you. It's very rare that's going to happen. You need to ease them in first. They need to feel comfortable about you and your lessons and everything else that you offer. So the most important thing with this is not necessarily whether you have it on your page, whether you have it in a trial lesson, if you say what your price is early on or not. It's about how you structure the whole process. Get people excited, get people desiring what you offer, and then work out the pricing and all the terms after. Because that's something that you can do once a learner is definitely ready to take lessons with you. One little thing about this as well, before I have a look at some of the comments, you can filter people out early on. So if someone's coming to you from a country that don't have credit card payments, then you can say, this is the price of my lesson, are you able to pay this? Or my free trial lessons are fully booked up, but you can buy a block of lessons. So you can filter people out depending on the information that you get from them initially. You don't have to give every trial lesson that people sign up for. So let's just have a little bit of, Teacher Holly. Sales pages without prices always leave me fighting a little depression because they have what I need and I can't afford. What I meant to say is the ones where they don't advertise the prices, I've already clicked something. Yeah, a lot of the times there's a balance here, isn't there? There's definitely a balance. You don't want to make it impossible for people to know your prices. For example, somebody might get in touch with you and say, how much are your lessons? And you can just say, this is the price of the lessons. It's not always like this secretive thing that you never tell anyone. Because there are two more things on this. The best way to get more students is through the students that you already have, to get referrals. They're coming to you primed. They are excited about your lessons because somebody has told them about them, a friend that they trust. It's the best type of referral. And they already know the price because their friend told them the price. So they're coming to you, knowing your prices, knowing that you're a good teacher and ready to rock and roll. They are the best type of learner where you don't need to think about this kind of structure. They are the easiest type of trial lesson because you can just enjoy it. You're not worried about whether they're going to pay or not because they're coming from a referral. So that's a really good part of this as well. Get lots of referrals. It makes it so much easier. A lot of my students came from referrals, and they still do. They still do. People refer my videos, people share them, and it's the best type of promotion that you can have. There's a second thing that I was going to mention, which I can't remember now. yeah, I talked about filtering people through at the start. That's such an important thing. But the big takeaway, and it's a common theme in a lot of what I say, is just think about how to set up your site and the whole process so you get people excited about what you offer. Okay, if you want to learn more about teaching online, then check out the description for some resources. I'm going to make more videos at home, but I'm going to have to overcome the problem of dogs. I thought with all the kids and my wife out the house it would be easy, but it kind of reminds me of the old days, 2014, where the dog started barking. So, resources in the description. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.